Hope you're well. Hope you're having a fantastic Wednesday. So live again here at 11 a.m. Let me just remove that. Still LinkedIn Live has not gone, not accepted my request. So I don't know whether you are ever looking at going to onto LinkedIn Live, but if you are looking at pushing your content onto LinkedIn, I would well recommend applying for LinkedIn Live at some point if you ever intend on pushing out content. Well, anyway, today I'm really looking at focusing really on Magnet. So I've got a 5-step framework and I really want to focus on Magnet today because I'm going to teach bookkeepers how to get more leads ultimately through internet marketing. So now, I'm guessing for most of you here, this is probably not your first Facebook Live. You've attended lots of Facebook Lives or you've attended lots of webinars. And the first thing I want to mention is if you failed at all at marketing your business online or in the past, it's not your fault. It's completely not your fault. There's so much information out there. There's so many books out there. There's so much content out there. It's very difficult to really cut through all that information, and information overload is what ultimately keeps you from success, and it's okay. So if you've been concerned in the past, let's say, but you cannot succeed with marketing your business online, I want to lay those fears to rest. So you can do this. You just need the right person to teach it to you. So I know we see a lot of content going on to social media. We see a lot of ads filling up our Facebook feeds. Even in YouTube now, we're getting bombarded with advertisements, online advertisements. With everything that's happening with COVID at the moment, there are so many people that have been forced to shift their business online and shift online very, very quickly, which is creating a huge opportunity. That also means that there's a lot of people moving online to actually start buying or paying for their entertainment, paying for their education, all those things. Now, the big corporations, they want to make you think that you need like loads of money, like you need venture capital, you need some fancy degree to be successful, because when you're working your way up the corporate ladder, that's what we're led to believe, that we need more qualifications, to move up the corporate ladder. But when we're running small businesses, I just want to say that they're completely and utterly wrong. They have their own reasons for wanting you to think like that, but it's not true. Now, if you've ever thought as well, I think this quite often, and there's a lot of conspiracy theories out there, but if you've ever thought that the government and the banks want you to fail, yeah, you're probably right. Now, they don't, if you think about it, the banks and the government don't really benefit from us succeeding, do they? The more we succeed, yes, okay, we pay more taxes, but the more success we get, actually, the more money that we generate, the less likely we are to actually need a government, really. So they want to keep you in debt. They do want to control us. Now, the difference is with us and with my business Lost Profit is I actually care, and my team actually care about the success, and we truly want you to live the life of your dreams. So that's, if we think about it, that's what we're here for. I know you have a dream, and that dream's in there somewhere. You've got that in your heart. You've got that embedded in there. You want to change the world. You want to make an impact, and I want to kind of help you on that way to making that impact. And I believe very, very firmly that internet marketing and getting online or getting your business online, especially for bookkeepers and accountants, is one way of doing that. Now, my goal for this live presentation is to help two type of people. So you've got the beginners, so those people that have, I say online marketing, they're like, what's that mean? And that's going to give you, this is really going to give you an opportunity to learn some of the number one skills that you really need in your business to be successful right now, today. Now, for the more experienced people of you, now if you're aware of online marketing, you're pushing out sales funnels, you're doing Facebook ads, and some of these strategies just aren't working for you, then hopefully what you'll get from these sessions is just different insights, different ways of looking at things, and different ideas of how you could potentially use this in your marketing strategy. Now, these sessions typically last about 30 minutes. I've actually got a live webinar that I will be inviting you to at 4 o'clock this evening, and that's 4 o'clock every Wednesday. That I'll be running a live, well, it's a mentoring group, and the mentoring group is designed to help you identify your lost profits, identify your lost opportunities, and basically get better at your online marketing. So create your online presence, be present on the internet, and that will then lead to more customers and lead to your dreams. So over the past, if we, again, a little bit about myself. So my name is Jamie Selby. So in the past, like 7 years, I think, I've just had an amazing opportunity to run a successful, award-winning accountancy practice here in the UK. We did amazing things. I had the chance to become an international best-selling author, co-author, shall I say, with the book Better Business, Better Life, Better World. We did amazing things through the B1, G1 movement, and I had the opportunity also to exit my business. Then from there, I then started working alongside Mark Wickersham under Cloud Pricing, where I had a huge opportunity to work with accountants and bookkeepers all over the world and train literally thousands of accountants and bookkeepers worldwide, ultimately how to price their services better. Now that's great. It's great that I have that skill, and that's included within the modules of what I'm teaching. But Mark Wickersham is the best person on value pricing. Let's cut to the chase. Mark Wickersham is the leading guy on that, and he will be able to help you out. Now, I will be able to help you out with your pricing, and I will be able to help you generate more profits through pricing. But where I see the real opportunity for accountants and bookkeepers, and the opportunity is being lost, is that a lot of accountants and bookkeepers are relying solely on referrals. Then they're not being present online, and the ones that are being present online, they're the ones that are seeing some huge growth at the moment, absolutely massive. So one of the things I want to cover, just bear me a second, is I'm just going to see if I can share this. Can I share this on screen? So one of the things I want to get you thinking about, and there's 3 secrets I really want to share in this live session today. And the 3 secrets are, the first secret is you need more than one website. Now, you might be saying, Jamie, you're crazy. I've just spent £4,000 on a website. Jamie, I've just spent £5,000 on a website. If you've gone and spent that type of money on a website, I want to ask you one big question. How many leads is that actually generating to your business? How many people are actually landing on that website and making a buying decision? How many times can people actually buy from your website? Can they actually buy something from your website? And that's the big question, because when I go and review accountants and bookkeepers' websites, typically what I will see is there's no call to action. There's no, they're not giving away value. If they are giving away value, it's jumbled into a page. So they're trying to just like, it's almost like a fire hydrant, just chucking a fire hydrant of water at somebody who's just landed on your website, and they're like, whoa, information overload. Like, this is just way too much information. That's not the reason why I landed on your website. And that's the reason why I believe you need more than one website, because if you've got more than one product, so let's say, for example, you've got bookkeeping, maybe you've got VAT returns, maybe you're doing some advisory services, maybe you've got some bolt-on services that you're beginning to offer, maybe you're even doing financial accounts, maybe you've brought on a tax accountant, so you're actually doing taxes as well. You know, if you're starting to do that, then I would recommend that you would have ideally more than one website. Now, when I'm talking about a website here, I'm actually talking about a sales funnel. And what we want to be doing is we want to be taking our customers through the funnel. So, for example, if if a customer's looking for a bookkeeper, last thing we want them to do is land on our website where we talk about bookkeeping, we talk about accounts, we talk about tax returns, we talk about management reporting, we talk about all these different things that they're not interested in. All they're interested in is bookkeeping. So when they land on your website, sell them bookkeeping. Don't sell them the other services that they're not interested in. Well, not yet. So that's secret number one. I really want to get you thinking about that and look at some of the most successful people online, and some of the most successful businesses online. Now, yes, okay, they may have one website, but they will have different sales funnels that lead into a product, or they'll have a different page that leads into a product, or their sales process will be slightly different. The secret number two. So secret number two, you cannot keep hiding behind your computers. So accountants and bookkeepers are some of the kindest, most caring people I've ever met in my entire life. But like myself, they liked hiding behind their computer. Now, I've got to tell you this, like, it's taken me a long time to get very, very confident on going live on Facebook, increasing my skill level on going live. And I've got to say, I'm still not perfect. I'm still learning the techniques. I'm still reading books. So Expert Secrets is the one I'm reading at the moment. It's an absolute fabulous read. Reading Copywriting Secrets as well at the moment. So I've just finished that. It's a great read as well. But for the accountants and bookkeepers out there, we're not being present. And what I mean is if you Google your name, just your first name and your last name, you Google your name, I'm betting that 9 times out of 10, unless you've got some really strange name that nobody else has got, or a name that people can't spell, and I say that kindly, then you've actually got an opportunity, because then you can dominate Google searches. I'd also recommend that you Google your business name. And if your business name isn't showing up on every single post on that front page, you're not showing up. You are who Google says you are. And if Google's saying that you're not present, it's going to be very difficult for people to trust you and to trust your online presence. Now, if I go back 6 months, embarrassingly, I remember doing this exercise, and I remember telling everyone, so this is the theory that I've learned, this is what I've learned, and I've paid tens of thousands of pounds for this knowledge. But what I wasn't doing is I wasn't implementing it. So this is what prompted me to learn the skill to go live, to start pushing out more live content. And that's what I'm doing. I'm competing with Jamie Selby, the drummer, which I think is a lot cooler and a lot more entertaining than my Facebook lives. I can do some singing and dancing if you want, but you may leave, you may laugh, I don't know. But for secret number two, I really want to recommend that you start to do those Google searches. You do those Google searches on a regular basis, and start searching what would your customers search. Start getting inside the head of your customers. Go and ask your customers what they would search to try and find a new bookkeeper. And once you've got those search terms, then start putting those search terms into Google and see whether you're showing up. Because if you're not showing up, now I'm not saying this is a magic wand and get really good at search engine optimization. Far from it. What I'm saying is you've got to show up. You've got to be present. If you're not there on social media, and I'm not saying dominate social media with and spend your whole life in social media. Don't do it. It's soul destroying. But what I am saying is be present. So the software I'm using right now, StreamYard, I can stream to multiple platforms all at one time. So I'm streaming to my Facebook profile. I'm streaming to my Facebook page. I'm also streaming to my Facebook group. And I'm streaming to YouTube as well, all simultaneously. So I'm using a tool to get out 4 bits of content in a matter of 30 minutes. Does that make sense? Yes, okay, there's probably an hour worth of planning that I do beforehand, but ultimately it's going on to four platforms, and that's how I'm starting to be present. So the more and more content I push out there, the more and more dominance I will get, the more and more people start to ask, who is Jamie Selby? Does that make sense? So I'm even just starting this journey at the moment, you know, and I've spent a fortune making mistakes, which is why I want to share my knowledge with you as to what's worked and what's not worked. So if you'd like to learn more, please do come and join us on that session later, which is at 4 p.m. You can register for that. I will share a link in the bottom of these Facebook lives and YouTube lives. So I'll share a link, click on that link, register and come and join us. You'll learn some fantastic stuff about how to grow your business online, how to gain confidence. And this next session is really focusing on motive. So let me just see. Where's that gone? I don't know where that's gone. I've just lost something. That's it. Secret number 3. Sorry, I just lost my train of thought there. I've got everything up on screen, and I don't know about you, but I've got like multiple screens and I've got multiple windows open. And sometimes I find it really difficult to focus in on those 3 things. Secret number 3 is you don't need the best design in the world. Not for an accountant or bookkeeper. Like, you don't need to have the best design in the world. You know, you don't need loads and loads of content on your website. But what I will say is that you categorically need the best copy in the world. Now, what do I mean by copy? I mean, the words that are on your website need to be talking to a person. They don't need to be talking to a group of people. They don't need to be talking to the masses. They need to be talking directly to a person, because somebody, when they land on your website or land into your funnel, as I like to refer it to, you want to know that they're talking directly to you. If they're talking directly to you, or you're talking directly to them, they're more likely to then engage with your content. They're more likely to take a call to action, which could be to book a free one-to-one. Now, I'm not a big fan. There we go. iPad's trying to talk to me. I'm not a big fan of. Sorry, I've got my iPad's trying to talk to me. I've lost my train of thought as well. So again, you don't need to be the best. So you do need to have the best copy. So the sales copy that is talking to your right customers. Again, it's a skill, and there are some world-class copywriters out there who cost an absolute fortune. I know Russell Brunson, in one of Russell Brunson's recent webinars that I was attending, he was saying that he paid over $20,000 for the sales copy that went into one of his funnels, but then that funnel then generated, I think it was over 7 figures worth of revenue. Now, I'm not saying that it's just the copy that did that. Obviously, Russell Brunson's got a massive influence. He is present. People know him. People like him. People trust him. And that's exactly the same as thing that we need to be doing as the financial profession. Because we are trying to push ourselves out as trusted advisors, but we're not showing up. If we're not showing up, how can customers build that trust with us to basically air all of their dirty laundry to us? Because we see everything, don't we? I mean, I'm not going to go into it, but you know, you can put in the comments below some of the strangest expenses that you've ever had seen. I've seen lingerie, subscriptions to some illicit websites, subscriptions to dating websites when they're actually married. Like, I mean, yeah, you name it. I've seen some incredibly strange things that clients do. And obviously we need to find a way of communicating with them. We need to find a way of building up that trust, because if we can build up that trust with those customers, again, they're more likely to want to transact with us. So the biggest, and this is the biggest mistake that I've seen working with thousands of accountants and bookkeepers worldwide, is that we're trying to, in one meeting, we're trying to take a cold lead, somebody who's never met us. we're asking them to show all their dirty laundry. You know, they could be driving around in a Range Rover Sport, but they're actually broke. And we'll know that as soon as they transition over to us doing their bookkeeping or doing their accounts. Now, this is the biggest mistake we're making, is we're trying to transition them from a free meeting straight into a bookkeeping service that could be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,000 pounds. Like, that's a big jump from a freebie to a £10,000 service. And the freebie is creating the wrong kind of message to your client, because that's saying to your clients, I don't really value my time. You know, I'm just going to give you a free one-to-one. I don't really, there's no real outcome from that one-to-one apart from the fact that I can give you a quote. So it gives me the opportunity to try and pitch my services to you. Well, you should be pitching your services to them before they've even landed on your website. So there's a huge opportunity there. Now I'm trying to find, so let's give you an example. So I'm still learning this piece of software. It's a screen share. All right, let's close all these windows down so you haven't got millions of windows. Let's go onto Google. So share that one. Okay, so you don't have to believe me. You know, you're going to see it time and time again. You're going to see so many Facebook ads coming through to you, and these people are showing sales of $160,000, $70,000, $10,000 a month. You know, they're really advertising the results they've got. But look at the when you see these adverts that are being pushed out there, look at the my dog's trying to get out. Sorry, just bear me 1 second. Real life in the studio. Dog wanted to go out. So yeah, when you're seeing these Facebook ads that are coming out on your Facebook feed, don't take an interest in the Facebook ad. What I want you to start looking at is really start looking at what are they doing. And I'm guessing, and this is 9 times out of 10. So all of the adverts typically that I see, actually probably 99% of the adverts I see will be advertising something online. So it will be an e-commerce product. It will be an online course. It will be an online mastermind. It will be something that is online. It's something that is scalable. It's something that they can sell time and time again. It will be a SaaS product. So next time you see Facebook ads coming up, don't just scroll past them. Actually look at them and say, you know, how could I use something like this in my business? What could I do to increase the value proposition to my customers? So if we go to Facebook, if we go to Google, and let's have a look. Bookkeeper Nottingham. So Nottingham's where I live, bookkeeper Nottingham. Now, what you'll see on screen is you've got the first 4, and this is worth writing down for those of you. This is a very good tip. So the first 4 are ads. So these guys here. So Bark, The Accountancy, Find a Bookkeeper, Rated Bookkeeper. So that, and that. I believe are quoting websites. So effectively what they do is they're promising bookkeepers loads and loads of clients, and all they're doing is they're creating an ad strategy. It's volume. They then get paid a commission of what money goes to them. Now, that's not the bit that I want you to write down. The bit that I want you to write down is this bit here. So you see these people here are paying for these ads. So if I click on that, they'll probably pay anywhere from probably north of £5 for that click, which is a lot of money. Also, just be warned, if you do have ads and you have a competitor that is a little bit jealous of your success, which can happen, you'll want to put up an ads protection bit of software, because your competitor could click on your link, and just keep clicking on your link and keep costing you lots and lots of money. So just be warned of that. But here is the gold that a lot of people are missing out on the opportunity, is they're not putting their business on Google My Business. So this is straight underneath the ads. So these people are paying for this, these aren't. So Google's bookkeepers, there's only one review. So I mean, this is a huge opportunity for somebody to dominate Nottingham, really, within Google My Business. So it's just setting up your Google My Business, dropping a pin on your location, even if it's your home address. Now you can, and again, this is top tip, you can buy a PO box or a post office address or registered office address. Bookkeepers and accountants, we all know what registered office addresses are. Now, with these registered office addresses, we could buy a London postcode, we could buy a Manchester postcode, a Derby postcode, this, that, and the other. Now, these registered office addresses that you will buy, they're not a lot of money. They're not a huge amount of money. Now, it could be for a year £50 or something for that address. It could be even less. So there's lots of services available where you do that. Now, just by doing that, your bookkeeper Nottingham or bookkeeper London or bookkeeper Manchester or bookkeeper here, there, and everywhere, you could set up Google My Business with a little icon like this that, again, like I say, shows directly under the ads, and that's cost you next to nothing to just show up on Google. The next thing that I recommend that you do is most certainly get reviews. So just by getting reviews, there's a reason why this one's at the top, because that's the only one with reviews, I believe. It could be alphabetical order as well. Let's have a look. If it is alphabetical, no, it's not alphabetical. So these are actually paying ads. So they're paying ads to show up the top here. And then you've got these here, and then the rest of them actually haven't got no reviews. That one has, but that's probably that they probably don't have the keyword bookkeeper in there. They've just got bookkeeping. So you can see that there's loads. You've got Mad there, Keith Willis. Does that make sense? So there's lots of bookkeepers there, and this is what I'm saying when I'm saying show up. If you're not showing up on Google, then how do you expect people to find you? Like, it's just not going to happen. Like, it doesn't matter whether you're based out of Cochrane, Cropwell, Tollerton, or Ruddington, Clifton, Bunny, Bramcote, Stapleford, Stanton Bardale, Cossall, Orsworth, L. Smith Bookkeeping out here, Spruce Up Your Books here, Nottingham Bookkeeper here. I mean, that's quite a good one. I'm surprised that didn't show higher up on the searches, but you've got all of these people out here that, again, are showing up on Google, and they're showing up. So I really recommend that you do try these tips. Like I say, just entering yourself onto Google My Business with your home address is a quick win. You'll start to show up on Google searches. That's how you can actually show up on Google searches page 1 within no time at all. So if I just go back and you'll see that there. So you've got the ads. So that's what people pay ads for. I don't recommend that, not for somebody who's starting out, unless you're testing content. But again, this is a quick win. Get loads of reviews, dominate the keywords for bookkeeper Nottingham, and just set up Google My Business, and you should be there on page 1. And that's how Google is positioning you. So hopefully from that alone, it will have been worth watching this webinar. So anyway, I've got a live webinar starting at 4 o'clock today, where we're going to be focusing on your motive. Now, what do we mean by motive? Well, motive is basically, if we focus on your motive, the reason why you're doing something. So the reason why you're setting up your business. So just creating clarity on why you're creating your business is really going to help you identify, well, okay, this is the type of business that I want to create. So I'll give you an example. So one type of bookkeeping business you can create, which is not a passive, it's not going to give you any kind of semi-passive forms of income. It's going to be completely reliant on you doing all the work. You just want a small client base, then that's fine. That's the type of business that you want to create, and it's just getting clear on that's the type of business that you're creating. Whereas on the flip side, if what you're looking at creating is a bookkeeping business that is scalable, that can potentially earn you passive forms of income, then you're going to want to come and join my webinar, because I'm going to be sharing some top tips as to how to get your motive clear on why you want to set it up as scalable. It could be to spend more time with your family. So that's something that I'm dedicated to doing, is spending more time with my family, and ultimately helping accountants and bookkeepers to do the same. Because during COVID and everything else that's happening right now, there's nothing more important than family. So anyway, please do come and join me at 4 p.m. Like I say, I'll be posting the link down below, so the registration links will be there. For those of you in Australia or in America, it might be a little bit, well, for those of you in America, it would be nice and early. For those of you in Australia, it's probably too late at night. I will be trying to run webinars in my mentoring group. So in my mentoring group, we're going to be focusing on basically 5 areas. So the 5 areas we're going to be focusing on our motive. So we want you to be very clear on what your motivation is. So what's motivating you to keep going on, which basically means that when times get tough, and times will get tough like they are right now, you need to be very, very clear on your motive. Have it on your wall like I have here, your motivation tool, so you can keep filling up that motivation jar. So when your motivation is starting to drop and you're thinking, actually, I might just go and get a job, you can then look back at that and say, yeah, no, I'm very clear on what my motivation is here. I'm going to get back on it, and this is my resilience jar, and I'm filling my resilience jar back up, and I'm on it. We want you to be very confident at building your profit. So we want a very clear structure as what the motivation is behind the profit. So as an example, we start with the end in mind. What's that dream house that you want to own? What's that dream car that you want to own? If you want to own a Tesla, how much are the monthly payments going to be? Really work it down to a fine art of how much things are going to cost. How much are those dream holidays going to cost? And just start to dream big, and then identify how much profit you would need to make to be able to make that reality. Because what we typically find from doing that is there's a big mindset shift in, okay, I'm never going to be able to achieve my dreams unless I create a scalable bookkeeping practice. And that's the mindset shift I had. You've got money, so we need to be very, very clear on the money. So with the money, it's really focusing on really your pricing and making your pricing extremely profitable. Because last thing we want you to do is to not be clear on what your pricing needs to be to hit your profit that you need for the dream life that you want. Does that make sense? Because it's pointless going out saying, okay, my competitors are charging £25 an hour, that's what I should charge. No, that's absolute nonsense. If your competitors want to charge £25 an hour as a business, they're going to make no money. They're going to make probably £9 an hour, £8 an hour at most. And again, that's coming back from my experience of running my practice. If you're earning more than that, great, well done to you. But you need to work lots and lots of hours to make that work, especially at £25 an hour. It's just, I think it's a lot of work it's probably the worst job in the world, actually. Then we map out the simple freedom plan. So we want to really say, well, okay, these are the prices. How many sales would we need to get to get your dream life? So we're really just planning everything out with our money and motive, and making sure we're setting up different accounts to put money in. So we're starting to earn some passive forms of income. Then we start looking at magnet. So every business needs a magnet. Every business needs to be attracting the right types of clients and repelling others. So Some people watch my content and go, Jamie doesn't know what he's talking about. I don't like Jamie. That's fine. That's absolutely fine. But other people will hopefully watch my content and think, Jamie's content's really helping me identify problems in my business that I want to go and implement in my business straight away. So you need to have that. You need to have a very clear idea of what your customer avatar is and who you're trying to push away and who you're trying to attract. So, for example, mine is a parent that is entrepreneurial. They want to set up their own business. They want freedom. Their age typically between, well, actually, they're probably about my age, 35. Spending time with the family is vitally important to them. And that is my customer avatar. They typically work in the finance field, so there'll be a bookkeeper or accountant, and that's my customer avatar. And then a marketing plan. So you then need a marketing plan. Well, okay, how are we now going to attract those right types of clients? because whilst attending networking events is great and is a great way of generating leads and sales, when you actually look at it, the time that you actually put into marketing your business on networking events, the actual return on investment is so small for most people. I've not seen many that have done really, really well from that. And that's just from my own experience. That's not saying that network marketing and attending networking events doesn't work, because it does, and it does generate. But for my own business, we made the decision after 2 years of being part of BNI that actually the return on investment of the time that we were having to put in just didn't work. And there was a few people within the group that just was in it for themselves. They didn't really want to be creating a group and a team. So it was a bit poor. But anyway, that's by the by. So creating a very, very clear marketing plan as how you're going to attract those right clients and how you're going to repel them as well. Then we go into marriage. So you might be saying, Jamie, marriage? I'm already married. I don't like that proposition. No, marriage is, if we think about marriage, it's about the proposal. What proposal are we going to put forward to our clients? What do we expect from them? And what can they expect from us? Now, every marriage should be built on trust, and every marriage in the real truest term of marriage. So like my wife and I, hopefully she's very clear on what she's getting from me, and I'm very clear on what I'm getting from her. So I'm committed to her, if that makes sense. And making that commitment to your clients is great. And there is a simple sales process framework that will help you think about and create a very effective sales process in generating more sales, but also getting very, very clear on the scope of the work. And that's where we lead into the winning proposal formula. So making sure that you've got a winning proposal, utilizing the right tech as well. So there's lots of technology out there at the moment. You've got Mark Wickersham's effective pricing. You've got Go Proposal. You've got Practice Ignition. What's the best piece of software for you? Again, that's all within the webinar training that I'm providing. And then finally, it's management. So once we've done all of these, like it's how we're going to manage it. So we've got the dream team formula. So how do we create a dream team? And I class a dream team as a team that is focused on the same outcome as I am, but they're also flexible. So for example, if my business grows, they can grow with me, and then there'll become a point where they can't grow anymore. So I have to bring in other team members, and then we grow, and then they grow with me. But then if the business has a bad patch, which businesses always do, maybe we lose a top client because we're growing too fast. That happens. Again, we can flex it back down again. So it's about identifying who those dream team members are, and how you can attract them, how much you can pay them, and things like that. And then finally, and you might think I'm crazy for this, but it's process creation. So you need to have a process creation plan as to, okay, what am I going to focus on first? What am I going to create first? So for example, am I going to create my bookkeeping process? Am I going to create my payroll process? I'm going to create my sales process, my marketing process. Now, it all sounds really boring and dull stuff, but without these things, you're never going to be able to create a beautiful bookkeeping business that is ultimately going to get you what you want, which is your dream business, and the business that is going to help you towards your dreams, not move you further away from them. which is typically what I see, because I see bookkeepers that are working hours and hours and hours, and they're trying to learn value pricing to increase their prices so they're actually making more money. And once they've made more money, it's then transitioning to think, well, okay, how do I grow this even more to actually achieve my dreams? Because if I want to own that Tesla, how do I do that? Well, you've got to have a business as a vehicle. You can't just have a job. Does that make sense? I'm not saying if you have a job, you will never own a Tesla. Far from it, because there's some real high-end jobs in London that you can get paid telephone numbers. But if that's not what you want to do, and you haven't got that skill set to be a CEO, to be a sales executive, then your skill set is within bookkeeping and managing people and managing tasks, then it's making that transition. It's making that step up to go, well, okay, how do I make my first £50,000? How do I make my first £100,000? And really moving it from there. Anyway, I've gone on for too long. This is 40 minutes. Apologies. My top fans aren't here today, or don't seem to be, not on StreamYard. They probably are on Facebook. But I haven't really actively been promoting this one. So anyway, I hope you have an amazing day. Like I say, do come and join me. So every Wednesday at 4 o'clock, you have an opportunity to come and join me for free. And it's not every Wednesday. So these are paid for sessions, but I'm inviting you to come and join for free. And you're going to learn so much on how to create a beautiful bookkeeping business. Anyway, have a fantastic day. Take care. Bye-bye.